Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we have my Week 15 NFL Power Rankings. So, going over last week's rankings and what those teams did in Week 14. Last week, at number 10, I had the Seahawks. They lost to the Panthers 30-24. 9 was the Ravens. They beat the Steelers 16-14. 8 was the Dolphins. They lost to the Chargers 23-17. 7 was the Vikings. They lost to the Lions 34-23. 6 was the 49ers. They easily beat the Buccaneers, winning 35-7. 5 was the Bengals. They beat the Browns 23-10. 4 was the Bills. They defeated the Jets 20-12. 3 was the Cowboys. They narrowly beat the Texans, winning 27-23. 2 was the Chiefs. They beat the Broncos, winning 34-28. And 1 was the Giants, who destroyed the Eagles 48-22. So this week's rankings, at number 10, I'm going to go with the Dolphins. They're falling a few spots after their loss to the Chargers on Sunday Night Football. The offense only put up 17 points, but really 10 points when you look at it, because 7 came on a very lucky fumble recovery and then Tyreek Hill ran it in for a score. So that was a very lucky play. So really, that's now 2 disappointing weeks for the Dolphins offense. And we thought last week it was just because they were going against an elite 49ers defense, but the Chargers defense was good this week, but they hadn't been that great throughout the season heading into this game. So that's definitely cause for concern for the Dolphins there. And also, Tua had another bad game, completing only 10 of 28 passes. So there's cause for concern for the Dolphins, but right now they come in at number 10. Number 9, we have the Chargers. So they're in the top 10 over the Dolphins because they just beat them. Justin Herbert had a tremendous game, a career-high 39 completions for 367 yards and a touchdown. And this is such a different Chargers offense with and without their top 2 wide receivers. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams combined for 18 catches for 208 yards and a touchdown. And the Dolphins' offense looked really good, and this was, in fact, the first complete game the 2 receivers have played together this entire season. And now the Chargers currently find themselves 1 spot out of the playoffs, as Patriots have the tiebreaker over them. But I think the Chargers have a good chance to get into the postseason with the remaining schedule consisting of the Titans, Colts, Rams, and Broncos. But Chargers coming at number 9. Number 8, we have the Vikings. So the Vikings took the loss to the Lions. They weren't able to clinch the NFC North, but they should still be able to clinch it relatively soon, as all they need to do is win a game or have the Lions lose a game. The Vikings lost to the Lions, but the passing game for the Vikings was great. Kirk Cousins threw 425 yards, 2 touchdowns, with Justin Jefferson being responsible for 223 of those yards. But the Vikings had no run game, averaging 1.3 yards a carry, and the defense was once again concerning for the Vikings, giving up 34 points. But they're still in a very good position moving forward. They should clinch the division any week now. And the Vikings enter at number 8 after the loss to the Lions. 7 is the Ravens. They got the win over the Steelers, but they were down to their 3rd-string quarterback, rookie Anthony Brown, after backup Tyler Huntley went out with a concussion, and Lamar Jackson was already not playing due to a knee injury. Brown was okay for the Ravens in his first ever NFL action, going 3 of 5 for 16 yards, and also rushing 3 times for a loss of 5. Now, there is a chance the Ravens actually end up starting Anthony Brown next week against the Browns, so they play on Saturday. But the Ravens' defense was great and a big reason they won this game, and the Ravens, they enter at number 7. Number 6, we have the 49ers. They had a dominant win over Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Brock Purdy went from being Mr. Irrelevant to being a quite relevant name in the NFL, and he became the first ever quarterback to beat Tom Brady while making his first ever NFL start. And in Brock Purdy's first start, he threw 485 yards and 2 touchdowns. The run game and defense was dominant as usual for the 49ers. The only bad thing about this game is they saw Deebo Samuel go down and get carted off the field with a ankle injury. He has a MCL sprain and ankle injury, but he should be able to return before the end of the regular season, which is a very good thing for the 49ers. And of the 49ers, they enter at number 6. Number 5, we have the Bengals. So they beat the Browns. Joe Burrow finally beat the Browns as a starter after being 0-4 against them in his first 4 games. The Bengals are known for having an elite offense, but the defense has also been great this season. They held Nick Chubb to just 34 yards this week. A few weeks ago, they held Derrick Henry to just 38 yards, and they also held Patrick Mahomes to a season-low 223 passing yards. So the defense has also been good, and a big reason the Bengals have been so good. And obviously, the offense is still good with so many weapons on the offensive side of the ball. But with the win over the Browns, they've remained tied with the Ravens at 9-4 for the NFC North. And the Bengals, they enter at number 5. Number 4, we have the Bills. They got the big win over the Jets. And the Jets were a team that previously beat the Bills. The Bills relied a lot on their defense, only allowing 12 points this game. But the offense was only able to put up 20. Now, they were playing a very good Jets defense, but the offense hasn't been great. I mean, you could sort of say there's an excuse this week because of how good the Jets defense is. But the Bills, they do need the offense to be a little bit better. But the Bills, they come in at number 4. Number 3, we have the Cowboys. They got the very ugly win over the Texans. They were not very good, but they still ended up winning 27-23. I would put the Bills over the Cowboys if the Bills' win was better, but the Bills also weren't great this week, although they did end up getting the win. But for the Cowboys, they also lost right tackle Terrence Steele to a torn ACL. But they will remain at number 3 with the win over the Texans. Number 2 is the Chiefs. So they beat the Broncos. They were great offensively, but they surprisingly allowed 28 points to a Broncos offense, which has been awful so far this season. And now the Chiefs' dominance over the Broncos continues as they've now beaten the Broncos 14 straight times, and the Chiefs come in at number 2. And my number 1 team, no surprise here, it's the Eagles. They destroyed the Giants. They put up 48 points. They had an extremely balanced offensive attack with 253 rushing yards and 217 passing yards. The Eagles dominated every aspect of this game against the Giants, showed why they have the best record in the NFL, became the first team to clinch a playoff spot in the NFL. They also come in at number 1 in my power rankings. So those are my Week 15 NFL power rankings. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with my rankings, disagree, and why. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any of their upcoming videos. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next video.